So we're here with Kshama Sawant, who is running in the 9th District of Washington State against incumbent Democrat Adam Smith. And this was a great sign. I was very, very pleasantly surprised to see this come across my feed. This is a great sign. What's the hardest thing to do is to get them to notice you, but you're pretty good at getting people to notice you, Kshama. So here is Adam Smith making a video from his driveway, it seems here. Kshama Sawant, who campaigned against Kamala Harris in 2024, my God, is now targeting me for Congress. She won't stop Trump's fascist takeover or fight for our community, but I will. I need your support. So he puts a donate link. Let's take a look at this quick video.
Sawant did as much as anyone in 2024 to put Donald Trump back in the White House. She actually went to Michigan to campaign against Kamala Harris. Now we have Trump in the White House, destroying our country and undermining our basic democracy. And now Kshama Sawant is sending her supporters to my political events to silence our constituents. I had a town hall meeting shut down because her supporters physically shoved my staff aside to get into the room and scream at everybody and not allow anyone to be heard. We need to be taking on Donald Trump and stopping his fascist attempt at a takeover of this country, not silencing our voters and assaulting staff members to get our way. 2026 campaign is going to be tough. This is what I'm up against. Kshama Sawant and her efforts to undermine democracy and help Trump. I'm going to fight Trump. I'm going to work on behalf of the working people of this district and of this country to get after the fact that there isn't enough opportunity and equality. And I'm going to stand up to Donald Trump every second of the day. I need your help in this campaign. I need your contributions, your volunteer support. The choice couldn't be clearer. Kshama Sawant wants to take us to a place nobody should want to go. I want to take on Donald Trump and create opportunity for all Americans and preserve our democracy. Please reach out and support our campaign.
Okay, so
they always go right to the safetyism. They threw the chairs at the Nevada convention, right?
Right, exactly. So, we've already kind of gotten into a little bit of the event that he was talking about. 3 people were arrested for trespassing. No arrests were made for assault. The police spokesperson said they witnessed no such thing. We litigated that more in detail in the last segment, but the fact that he feels a need to come out and say this, I think, is a great sign. The challenge for any sort of third party or anti-duopoly party is always getting the major party candidates to acknowledge you. Once you've done that, you've already fought half of the battle. They will try as hard as they can for as long as they can to pretend you don't exist, to just ignore you. But obviously, very early on in the campaign, he is forced to solicit donations in that bizarre video, which got, as of when I clipped it, 58 likes to 300 and some odd comments. That's what we call a brutal ratio in this business. So obviously, people who watched that were more on your side than his. So I say that as a sort of entree into the question, how is the campaign going? First of all, just a technical sort of boring procedural question. You're running as an independent, obviously. Is it a situation like in California where they have jungle primaries where everybody runs together in a primary and the top 2 candidates face off? Or are you just running on an independent ballot line, getting the signatures necessary to just be on the ballot against Democrats, Republicans, and other independents in the fall?
It is a jungle primary. So
it is. So potentially you could be head-to-head with him and no Republican in the race. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Potentially, yes. And we definitely have a real chance. That is why we're urging people to get involved. That is why we launched our campaign early, because
that's why he's scared.
Yeah.
Was that?
That's why he's scared. It makes sense.
Yes. And obviously on the flip side, we don't want people to get overconfident, because as we know, it will be a hard fight even to get into the general elections. But at the same time, we should also be extremely heartened that we actually have a chance if people join us. And so that's why people should, if you're watching this, you should get involved. Go to kshamasawant.org and both donate to the campaign. The median donation of our campaign is $25, unlike all the Palantir and other billionaires who are donating to Adam Smith. we should make sure that people donate to this, working people donate to this campaign. I know I mentioned this to you, Keaton and Russell, but just to mention on air, Calvin and I were outside a pharmacy recently, some weeks ago, and a sanitation worker stopped by and recognized me and said, "Hey, I saw you on Due Dissidence." And
That's right.
you know, and he
So,
lives in our district, and he's very excited about the campaign. You know, so a lot of working
Very
people,
cool.
yeah, are watching these left podcasts, and you know, it's a living example of what I've been saying, which is that people want an avenue to fight back. A lot of people are joining us. I mean, we even have people who donate. Like there was this guy who donated $100 recently, who said, "I don't actually agree with you on lots of things. You know, I'm sort of on the right on many of the social issues, but on the working class issues and on the genocide, I am 100% with you, and that's why I'm donating." See, that's the potential for mass unified campaigns that we can build in the working class, and that potential is being ignored by most of the left, unfortunately. But you know, the DSA people, they don't run against the Democratic Party. In fact, some of their people who just attended their convention, they've posted on Facebook about how the corporate Democrats are the danger. Obviously, corporate Democrats are the most egregious among the Democratic Party, but the DSA leadership is so tight at the hip to the Democratic Party that they are refusing to break from this party, even in the face of genocide, even in the face of the Democratic Party having its lowest ever approval rating in 35 years, even in the face of 9% of people under the age of 35 saying that they support Israel's genocide. I mean, even given these stunning, I would say dramatic shift in consciousness in relation to the Israeli state, even in that context, many of these leaders are not willing to break from the Democratic Party. That is the single biggest obstacle to building any kind of successful movement, whether it is on the question of workplace rights and wages and benefits and pensions and all of that, or it is the question of war and genocide. And that's why this campaign is important, not because any one election can solve all the problems in the world, but because this election campaign, just like our other election campaigns, is integral to building the movement. We are not going there saying, you know, I'm going to build my career. I've never built my career. It has always been about building the movement. As I remind everyone, I've only taken the average worker's wage, and I've pledged that if I get elected to Congress, I will continue taking the average worker's wage, and the rest will be donated after taxes to building solidarity movements, as we have done so far. And I've also pledged that if we are elected, and I'm using the pronoun we deliberately because it's not about me, it's about our, the working class agenda, anti-war agenda, that if we are elected, I have pledged to bring 10,000 people to Washington, D.C. for our inauguration. And we are going to ask the Democrats directly, and we are already doing that. Obviously, if we win, then it will be even more powerful, that here's a bill for ending all U.S. military aid to Israel. Who among you is willing to sign on this and campaign alongside us? Who among you is going to join us in mass rallies? So that is how we will use our national platform. That is why I'm urging that people join us. If that message is exciting to you, then you should join us, because we're not going to be able to do this by ourselves, because we're going to have all kinds of forces and billionaire cash raining down on us. And in answer to your question, Keaton, the campaign is going extremely well. We've broken all kinds of our own targets. You know, in the first 6 weeks, we raised more than $150,000. I mean, that's a very outdated number. I don't have updated numbers yet, but we have, and as I said, the median donation is $25. I mean, people will literally bring out their pocket change and say, I have no more to give you right now because I need the rest for my rent money this month. But here you can have the rest of this because I believe in this cause. And so people are coming out volunteering. I just want to mention one particularly inspiring example. There's this guy who lives in Ferndale, Washington, which is at least an hour and a half away from Seattle. It's north of Seattle near Bellingham. He keeps driving down to Seattle because he believes so strongly in this fight. And today, since 12 p.m., so now for nearly 5 hours, he has been postering throughout the city to build turnout for the Tuesday protest. That's how committed people have been.
Excellent. Well, that is great to hear. I think we can wrap there. Russ, do you have anything else?
Yeah, Kshama is going to be in New York.
Oh, that's right,
At the
yes.
end of September, Keaton's going to come down for it, and we're going to launch the inaugural episode of Clubbing with Kshama Sawant.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No,
I
really, we're
don't
gonna take
think
him
I'm
out for a good slice.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm very much fun. So yeah, maybe it'll be disappointing.
Well,
but
neither
I'll do
are
my
we,
best.
so we'll be good company for each other. All right. Well, KshamaSawant.org is the website. Go and check the campaign out. You can also go to workersstrikeback.org as well and check out the campaign. We will have lots more to hear from Kshama in the coming days and weeks. If you are in the Seattle area, 2 events this week. Tomorrow, Federal Way community meeting. The address is there. Monday, the 11th, 6 p.m. local time on the West Coast. And then Tuesday, 5 p.m., the protest outside the Adam Smith fundraiser in Des Moines, Washington there. The address is right under the date and time. So check that out. Kshama, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. We will talk again soon.
Likewise, always wonderful to talk to you guys. Take care.
All right.
Thanks, Kshama.
Bye-bye.
Please clap.